you envision Ochai being this good, this consistent, this early?
Well, I don't know that I envision him leading the country in scoring, which I think he is, if I'm not mistaken, after 3 games. But I thought he'd have he's prepared to have a good start to the year, and he's playing with confidence, and I think that first game, did probably wonders for his overall confidence, and he's playing well. He's not forcing anything. He's playing within himself, and he's very efficient.
How would you evaluate the play out of the 5 spot tonight, first with Dave and then with Zach Clements?
I thought Dave was good after the first stretch. I didn't think he was very good early, obviously. I thought Mitch was really good first half. And I thought, KJ played some and did fine when we were switching 5. And then I thought, Zach offensively, and he did some things defensively, was very good too. So, but when you look at it, if the 5 spot's going to give you, 11 and 23 and 29 points, that's pretty good. So I'd say the 5 spot was pretty solid.
Do you guys think you took a step forward in half-court defense tonight?
I thought we guarded better second half, but their guards walked into way too many shots, and so I thought, from guarding their actions, we did fine. Guarding their players, I didn't think we did a real good job. The ball is the hardest thing to guard, and we didn't do a great job of that the first half.
Bill, when you look before the season, what you thought you might do with as far as playing 2 little guards together, and now that you'll have Jalen back and you've had 3 games to kind of play around with some lineups, do you feel any differently about how often you'll go 2 littles and kind of where are you with that as you go forward?
Well, depending on, forget about who starts. Remy didn't have a, very effective game tonight. He tweaked his back, and he didn't want to tell us, but he tweaked his back, and you could see he wasn't moving very well at all. And he did the other day, but he's been practicing the last 2 or 3 days, so I thought he's past that, but he tweaked it. But I don't know. I don't know if I don't know that Jalen will start it right off the bat. He may not, and I really don't know what's best. I would tell you this. I think we'd be a lot better if defensive rebound's not a key issue, which it could be. I just think we're going to be so much better playing faster. And 2 little guards and Jay will lets us play faster. Jalen is the best we have in transition, hands down, pushing the ball and everything, better than Juan, Remy, Joe, Bobby, whoever. So we could play 2 littles, and the other thing that we haven't done yet is I think that we can play Jalen at the 5 and get really quick, depending on how we want to do some things. So I think we got some options.
There's the fact that Ochai and Christian are a little bit better in ball screens now. Does that help you when you go with the bigger guards?
I think it would help us if we played small or played big. But but you're right. If you play them bigger, if we play bigger and we only have 1 little guard coming off a ball screen, they're much better, which will definitely help. You're right. And it should improve our perimeter shooting too. It's one thing tonight, and I don't get hung up on stats, but if you're 2 little guards, and granted Remy was tweaked his back tonight, but just in theory, your 2 little guards score 4 points, you better be a badass defender if you're only going to score 4 points, and that's how I look at this, and they weren't that tonight. So we've got to improve that.
What did you think of Ochai scoring his 999th point?
I didn't know he scored. I didn't know that, but when they told me that, I put him back in, and I told him to shoot it, and he didn't shoot it. He came off and gave Zach a basket, and then he was like, "What do you want me to shoot?" I said, "Well, you got 999 points," and then he shot up one later, and it didn't go in. I told him you're only gonna get 1 more chance, and I was hoping he could get it at home, but not that it's a huge deal, but he'll have to wait till Orlando to do that.
It looked like McCormick bounced back pretty well after kind of a slow start. What do you think of his overall performance?
I thought he did okay. The thing that is not everybody has to play great all the time. I know that, but we had a chance to get off to a much better start, and he and Christian didn't play very well early, and so from my standpoint, that was disappointing. So I took them both out pretty early, and we actually got better when we went to the bench. Not because the guys coming in were better players; they were just playing better. But it's, I think David and CB both played much better after they got back in.
I think you referenced it earlier with Ochai just taking things within the flow and what's there. I mean, have you had a guy be that efficient and be as good without trying to just go get it? I mean, it seems like so much of it just comes to him, and it doesn't look like, I mean, he's driving more, but it doesn't look like he's really hunting shots or anything like that.
No, I don't think he is. I don't think he's hunting shots. I hope he can average 19 a game like Devontae or 20 a game like Frank. I think we're a long ways from being at that level over the course of the season, but he looks like a pro out there to me. He looks really good, but you could also go back and say, well, he shot one free throw the last 2 games too, so he's got to do a better job of drawing fouls and things like that. But he's an efficient player and didn't shoot it well tonight. He gets 25 and didn't shoot it well, and so those are all positive signs.
Hey, Bill, with Zach shooting threes, how many can he take? Can he take all of them? Can he take most of them? Where are you at with just shot selection and him?
How many take tonight? 4? Yeah, so, if you can get up 8 shots in 11 minutes, you're pretty aggressive looking to shoot the ball. I don't think it's real in a real game that he'll take that many threes right off the bat. But if he plays, he's got to shoot it because that's how he helps the team the most. But I think there's going to be a point in time where you're not going to get a shot in the first 10 seconds of possession. You got to grind it a little bit, and then he'll get a pick and pop, late clock, stuff like that, which we haven't had to do yet. But that's how I envision him stretching it and shooting the 3. It's not like come down and cast it. It's probably like, let's give it a chance to get something better and then get him moving and then get him hopefully screwed up where he can be open later in the clock probably.
What do you think of Joseph Yusufi's minutes off the bench? He had a hustle play in the second half to extend the play.
Yeah.
It looked like he provided
I love Joseph. I love he and Bobby. I just don't think neither one are really comfortable yet. But I thought this was Joseph's best game so far. I thought he did some things to be aggressive and things like that. Forget making the shots or whatever, but just being aggressive.
Being up 6, I just wondered what you thought, how they played the first half and what you were thinking at half.
Well, I thought they played really well the first half. I was more upset the first half, not about being up 6, is that, mathematically you're up 8, you're playing 2 possessions to 1 possession, and you go in up 6. I mean, that's what bothered me. Oates just threw the ball away for a layup, and then we don't score late. So, I mean, there's no excuse for being that bad that late in the half. And so those are the type of things that'll cost you games, and we gotta tighten that up. But, and the only thing I was really upset about the first half was how our guards couldn't play underneath them enough where they couldn't walk into threes. Because I think of the 6 threes they made, I think 5 of them were off the bounce. So that's what disappointed me the most.
Did you say that's a new injury for Remy? He did it tonight?
No, he did it. I don't know if he did it in practice or he did it against Tarleton. I can't remember. It was like the next practice or whatnot, and he missed it. He missed 2 days of practice, and then he's been back full speed for like 2 days, but he said he tweaked it tonight.
You have a long time between games.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Anything else for Coach?
Okay, guys. Thank you.